Stealing is bad. Taking things that don't belong to you, that's wrong, unless you learn to steal like an artist. Steal Like an Artist, 10 Things Nobody Told You About Being a Creative by Austin Kleon. A great book, fantastic book, published in 2012, New York Times bestseller, and for good reason. This little 140-paged kind of mini square book right here is having a huge impact on my life and on my creative work, and I wanted to share that with you today. This book is chock full of great things, and not just tips on how to make you a better thief or pickpocket on how to steal things, but more like how to actually ideate and create things and to have the confidence to go out and do that, and where to find the inspiration. Unlocking your creativity, stealing like an artist. What does it mean to steal like an artist? Well, the author in this book lays it out like this. There's a good kind of stealing and a bad kind of stealing. And the truth is, everybody steals because nobody's original. Like it says in Ecclesiastes, there's nothing new under the sun. A good way of copying, or a good way of stealing like an artist, would be to find something that you like. Find that designer or artist or poet or whatever and figure out who inspires them. Then find those people and figure out who inspires them, and then take all of that inspiration, and you're looking past the work itself into why did these people make these creative decisions, and you start thinking like them. You put all of that creative thought process into like a big soup, stir it up, and then that is stealing like an artist. Then the output of what you're going to make, the thing that you're going to produce, right, is gonna be a little bit more from your perspective. A big part of this book is the confidence to start doing stuff right now, whether you're a designer or songwriter or poet or artist, is to not wait around until you think something is perfect or till you think you're ready, but to start producing and making things right now in their imperfection. It's the imperfections that help us to find what we like and don't like and create a personal style. Lastly, I think what I really love about this book is it encourages you to just get the work done. It encourages you to put in the time, to put in the hours, to not just think that amazing pieces of creativity come from nowhere, like they just explode and then it should come so easy, but it's gonna take countless hours of honing that skill. Maybe you just need to be boring and get in your sweatpants and stay at home and get the work done. I think that's like amazing in this like culture that kind of tells us to all be so visible and be so fancy and be so popular and be, you know, focused on our counts on Instagram and our following on Twitter and blah, 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 blah. Maybe just be boring. I think lastly, one of my favorite parts of this book is after you're done reading it, in the very back of the book, it has kind of like a what's next, and it gives you some action items to do. Like it says, take a walk, start your swipe file, which it talks about in the book, go to the library, buy a notebook, get yourself a calendar, you know, it just starts sharing stuff. It has all of these great recommendations on where to go next. And I just think that that's super unique. It feels much more like an actionable blog post that you can get through and have it actually influence your day and your life versus a long kind of drawn out book that's hard to read. Steal Like an Artist. I like it. Who is this book for? I think this book is for any person that is a creative or an aspiring creative in any medium or facet. Whether, like I said, whether you're an artist or a writer or a songwriter or a musician or graphic designer, web developer, maybe even. Somebody who creates things or wants to create something from nothing and is looking for how to get started. I think it's a great book for you. I also think it's a great book for those of us who have been designing or been doing creative things for a while. It maybe truly is a couple things that, there's some things in here that maybe nobody's told you about being a creative. Like you thought you were supposed to be all fancy and popular versus put your head down and work. Or you thought that your work was supposed to generate out of nowhere and you're just supposed to be this creative machine versus somebody who's looking around and finding that inspiration. Maybe you and I who've been doing this for a little while need to be reminded that it's not an easy task and we can be encouraged to look around a little bit and be inspired. Well, that's it. That's my review on Steal Like an Artist. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, maybe think about leaving a thumbs up on the video and subscribing to the channel. I like to do a lot of videos about design and development and creativity and book reviews just like this one, so I hope you'll stick around. I hope you guys are designing amazing stuff, making amazing stuff, and I hope you're reading some amazing books. I'll catch you guys next time.